Hello, and welcome to REL 1 and 2A Div Reviews for Season 12, Special Meat Space Edition. We are physically in the same room. Yeah. I am Steakmittens.
And I'm Shadorra.
And we are both located in my apartment while he visits me and other people for the next week or so.
We're both all nice and sun-kissed. We spent the day in the sun, you know,
yeah, it was pretty
out.
good. And now we are here to do some Blood Bully things.
Yeah, neglecting our partners in the other room as they probably have more fun, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we don't have a whole lot to talk about because not everybody has accepted their tickets yet, so we can't actually do like predictions or look at the first week's matchups because some of y'all are lazy not accepting your tickets.
I accepted my ticket and I'm 1,200 kilometers from my computer. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? But we can look at what teams are here, where they came from, and we can take a brief look at the teams. We'll do a short recap or precap, and then we'll get into our regularly scheduled things starting after the first week is over, I believe.
Yeah, Tuesdays probably. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll have to figure out a day, but normally it'll be on the same day. For those of you who haven't seen our show before, we'll generally be on the same day, and we rotate weeks between looking at teams and how they're developing, and then watching a particularly spicy match from the week in both of the divs. And we also do predictions where we pick who's going to win the matches the course of the week, and we keep track of points.
We do.
And you know, if you win, you get points. You lose points, and then we compete for the title of Wonder Twin A.
Yeah.
Which
so who won last season?
You did. You are currently Wonder Twin A.
Twin A again.
Who's in REL 1 though?
You are.
Yeah.
Who belongs there?
Not me. Speaking of which, shall we get into REL 1 teams?
Will it include stock advice? Are you gonna give people financial advice on?
I'm not a financial advisor.
No.
Here we go. Let's get into this, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Here is Div 1, and we can look at all the teams because some of you haven't accepted tickets, but we can still look at them anyway.
Sweet admin powers.
Jeez, god damn it! Although not me. We're on Shadorra's account because it would be weird if I had admin powers in the div that I was in.
I mean, most admins just have admin powers for all divs, so
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I have admin control of my own div.
I don't. People don't trust me. Also, don't do anything. So
Every
I don't
time my
really
stage
deserve
signs
them.
up with this team, I just expel it again.
Anyway, let's start with ArchExcel, not an anime sports team. ArchExcel is remaining here from Div 1 last season. He was here last season, and we got some high elves.
He's a little reduced on the TV front. One of his big blitzers has died. He's got a fresh one.
Still not Girls in Panzer.
Yep, still not Megalobox, still going strong in the Lodge, Strength Up, Leap, Tackle, Trip Ball player.
This seems a lot more fair than the last time I looked at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new blitzer, he'll probably level up relatively quick because it turns out he's an elf. And you know, it's a blank slate basically. High elf blitzers, there's a lot of things you can do with them. They've got a good stout line. So.
Interesting choice to take movement on the Mighty Blow catcher. Okay. Jeez, whatever, it's fine, you suck. Whatever.
See you later, doof.
You did, yeah. Yeah, I know. Everyone wants twins. Not really, actually, but some people apparently do.
Some people really. I don't really get it, but apparently some people really like this like half-assed thing we do, and they
2 hours.
and they keep putting us in charge of doing like REL 1 and 2 for some reason. It's like I don't know why you want us here, but apparently people like it, so
yeah.
You know, we'll stop it.
Anyway, to talk about Blood Bowl, I'm a little surprised, Arch, that you picked movement up on a killer. It's interesting
here.
Yeah, to take it over block, but
well, I think it's the sort of like movement strategy in where if taking a movement increases the maximum movement of your team, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, but like the players you want that on are like one turners. You want it on, things like that. But like, you're really going to be one turning with your Mighty Blow blockless catcher? What?
He's also not from this team, I think.
Oh.
He was purchased.
Oh, I see.
It's Ramos's fault.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can build an interesting player out of that, and now you don't have to be, get shade for having picked movement after Mighty Blow instead of block. So yeah, I'll just ignore it now. That's
8,
fine.
9, 10. So we're missing one, but just a loner line elf to put on the line.
One loner is pretty low by RHXL standard.
That's true.
Not quite T-Self, but
Yeah, so we've lost some of the really unfair players, but we have a chance to bring some back. Probably Kaijo is 3 SPP away from leveling. Blitzers are going to be fast to level, and especially when you have things like air gear, just throwing the ball like a million miles down the field.
Yep. Yeah, very fair. No Agi 5, but got a killer, got a really nice sacker in still not Megalobox. So he can definitely do things, and is lean enough in this division that he's going to be getting some wizards and things like that. So yeah,
it turns out elves can do wizard things even without Agi 5.
Sure.
Rolling Red, Fogmire Fenbeast.
Oh, my fucking favorite team.
The best lizard team in the world.
Or Frenzy.
Yeah, Rolling Red promoting from Div 2.
Yeah, we covered him last season. Again, we shit on his team every single time. It wins. It wins games. It crushes divs. If you underestimate it, it's just gonna like pound you into the dirt with a stupid Frenzy Source while he laughs at us, and that's fine.
It's just really funny because it's the home of the movement busted plus armor busted Blotch Guard Mighty Blow Source.
We all love Rolling Red.
And the triple Frenzy Source. Man, Rolling Red is my favorite.
Quadruple. He bought Francis Drake, which is my old Frenzy Source from my college team. Blodge plus AV minus movement. Ulek is
plus AV minus AV.
Yeah.
By the way,
I think it was shit. I know who AV busted him. It was a rat team.
I don't remember.
Fuck. I know his name. I'm just blanking. But anyway, he bought Francis Drake, my block tackle Frenzy Source, for my college team to round out his complement of 4 Frenzy Source.
Yeah, he plays really, really greedy, but it often works, and it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And you can tell by the fact that he has like no skinks. If you play really greedy as lizards, your skinks are going to get hurt sometimes.
Yeah. And is Dwarf Pube the Great?
MNG.
He's just MNG'd? Right.
Yep. So we'll be missing the Croxagore for game 1, but that'll, depending on who you play game 1, that might not actually be terrible, leaning you down in TV a little bit.
Yeah.
Depends on who, obviously. But then there's so many like random Saurus. It's hard to talk about them, but. Mighty Blow attack. They all have block. There's a smattering of guard. There's a weird sidestep one for some reason.
Yeah, the sidestep plus strength guy. I mean, they exist to troll me, I'm pretty sure. Every time I look at this team, I just have a minor aneurysm.
But I love them so much.
Yeah.
Half because they give you such a...
Tredge in particular, like I love I've got another double on my Blodge Source, I better take sidestep instead of stand firm because extra bloat is just, the lizard dream.
Yeah, but he's also picked up break tackle and plus strength, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Puff is a legend, of course.
Puff is a legend, and Puff kills things. And it must be said. How many kills has Puff had? Let's pull up that stat sheet. 6 kills.
71 casualties.
71 cas, yeah, not bad.
And we do have an Agi Force skink, which is kind of really what one of the few tools that you like to throw on your skinks. There is that one like 2+. Now that you can get 2+ pickups, you don't have access to sure hands normally.
Stand firm isn't a skill this Thesaurus take. Jeez.
No, never.
Like, they frenzy and they get surfed, and that's fine. Live dangerously.
Me.
You.
We don't really need to...
I hate Nurgle, and this is your team. What are we even going to talk about? Your best player died, so Hepatitis B Drill II exists, but is a shadow of his former self. Oh,
no, this team is one bad game away from no longer existing.
Yeah.
I have 2 killers. This killer has been niggled for 2 seasons. This guy was Mighty Blow, Tackle, Claw, and then this guy was Block. And then this guy got niggled when he was Mighty Blow, Tackle, Claw, and I was like, well, I was going to build this block guy into a ball carrier, but he's niggled. He's probably going to die soon. I'll start building him as a killer to replace this guy when he dies, and this guy's still just niggled. And now 3 skills later on both of them, and now I have 2 killers.
Steak should have rerolled 2 seasons ago.
I should have, yes, but I wanted to keep playing. I made Div 1, and I want to lose in it really bad. So then we have... Not the only good Nurgle warrior I have left after I had played like 2 games in a row where I lost like 3 Nurgle warriors. It was really, really painful. Is Nido Kidney Disease, who is a good Nurgle warrior, but I would like to point out that he's Agi 1 and double niggled.
Double niggled.
So like I kept him around. Like he might get replaced as soon as I can afford it.
Oh,
but
fuck.
I have no money is the problem, so I can't replace anything. He needs to get replaced, but the problem is I was doing a Challengers Cup run. And I didn't want to not.
What's going on with that?
And I didn't want to not play with out like a Claw Mighty Blow.
Yeah.
Because that was really the only one I had at the time.
Do you have 1 guard, or does Ivysaur have guard?
Nope. I have 1 guard. Ivysaur has Blodge Stand Firm. Plus
and
movement.
He's
and he's sniggled. So this team is, like I said, is one bad game. Is one bad game away from like just collapsing. But I figured, I'd go for it. If it loses, then I'd re-roll next season, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll have fun this season. And plus, I really like this team because this is the team that I started college with.
Yeah.
And I did college, I did minors, and I've done like 3 seasons of REBBL. This is literally, if I back, we're not even on my account. But if we were on my account and I backed all the way out to the main menu, this team is literally the first team I ever created in Blood Bowl 2. So like it has a special place in my heart, and I kind of want to keep it going until it just no longer functions. No, this team needs to reroll. This team is awful. The problem is it has exactly one thing going for it right now, and that is several Claw Mighty Blow. And I don't have any other players that are capable of doing anything, so I have to play the remove players or you lose game, and that just sucks sometimes. Because if you don't remove players, you lose, and if you do remove players, people get mad at you for playing removal Nurgle. But that's like literally the only tools this team has, so that's all I can really do, unfortunately.
No, that's true. You're fouling and you're Claw Mighty Blowing, and that's really your only strategy.
Pretty much, but
Archangels will.
I'm hoping I can get that little... Either it'll die or it'll level this season, and I can fix it. But
fair enough. Team still exists. He who catches unseen has eaten a niggle, right? Yeah.
Archangel remaining in Division 1, and me coming from Div 2, by the way.
Yes. Div 2B.
Yeah, 2B.
Ironskin, the AV busted Treeman, because you can't name your players Ironskin without expecting some sort of retribution.
Yep.
The Mighty Blow tackle strength up killer War Dancer is a hell of a thing, and in this
still exists. He's been around for a bit.
Yeah, Dressia was something he picked up at the early parts of last season.
I mean, this team has been Irveth, He Who Catches Unseen, and Adrastia for like 3 seasons.
Yeah. He's also very attached to Savari, it must be said. The kick, Raj, tackle, leap lineman does some work, you know?
Well, turns out Agi 5 Wood Elf is just good, and this Agi 5 Nerves of Steel pass block leap is ridiculous for intercepting.
Before I even got to him.
Yeah. And Irveth is also a really good player. I mean, once again, this is a couple of bad injuries away from no longer existing as a team, because it has like such few star players, as it were. But Archangel makes it work and has made it work for way longer than any sane person probably should have.
Yeah, the movement bust on Ironside is a pain. Going down to movement 6 on a player that's retrieving the ball is definitely a detriment. And like, it makes it so that if you tag him up and he wants to dodge around you, he doesn't get like significantly less movement and like forward progression that you would otherwise need to like throw a good pass. And he doesn't have any passing skills other than accurate, so he's not throwing that well. Even
then, like, if normally if you said, would you like to play a Wood Elf team with 8 players, I'd be like, yes. And if you're like, would you like to play Archangel's team, I'd be like, no. Because there's still, like, He Who Catches Unseen is just a monster. Can absolutely do monstrous things, and Archangel uses them
Every
really
player
well.
just has leap.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's no sense actually, you know, caging or anything. They're all going to be in there.
Yeah, well, because they have you can just do whatever they want. It's one of those elf teams that you play against, and you just like, I might as well not be here. Like, it's just
you either kill them and grind them into the ground, or your players might as well not even be.
The elves just sort of roll dice at you, and you pray that they fail one, and if they don't, you're like, well, guess I lose this game. But yeah, he's low on money, and there's a lot of perms lying around, so it like, we'll see how it ends up after this season. But it's a couple bad games away. Like, if it loses, this is armor 6. I think this is a niggle. So there's a couple of like, if he gets unlucky in a game, which is entirely possible, it's Blood Bowl, we could see this team take a dive pretty quickly.
Would Elves play better with loners than Nurgle do? So
that's true. Yeah, I fully expect
fares better than you do in most cases.
I fully expect my team to be an army of Rotters by the time the season's over. Just like 11 loner Rotters. Fuck it, let's go.
Nice.
Rage Dwarf, Unseen Walker.
20 dwarves.
Well, there's a reason for that. There's about 6 dwarves.
Who killed the dwarves? Both rookie blitzers.
That would be playoff runs.
Oh, Jesus.
Rage Dwarf.
Got capital F fucked.
Yeah, coming from Div 2 as well. I'll get to rematch against Rage Dwarf this season, which will be exciting.
He's from 2B as well.
Yep. Furious Dwarf. I have a dwarf. I have Lightning Dwarf as a Rotter on my team from like 2 seasons ago.
I know. I like the Unseen Walker Rage Dwarf Pokemon that everyone's got kicking around.
Yeah. So Furious Dwarf still exists. He's a great killer Troll Slayer. Almost on his way to, I say almost legend, but he's
just
not.
Like taking all the useful strength skills at this point.
Pretty much. I mean, Mighty Blow, piling on, Juggernaut, Stand Firm, Guard. Like, you pray for doubles as your last level. Otherwise, I don't even know what you take. Like Tackle maybe, just so you have.
You'd probably take Tackle, yeah. I mean, I might have taken Tackle.
This is a purchased runner because it doesn't meet the naming scheme.
Caps.
And also, what madman would put Hail Mary Pass as their legend skill on their movement 7 Edgy 4 Dwarf runner?
I really want to know someone tell me whose runner is this, because I need to have a talk. I mean, it's like Yob levels of rolling.
He's also niggled. That is quite a target. But he is blodge, so that's. But he's when you play against dwarves, the armor 8 targets are your soft targets, so this is like a huge target on.
I mean, especially in a div with Claw Mighty Blow, you're just gonna blitz that every time you can.
Yeah, blitzer with nothing, 1 leveled up Longbeard. And then we're gonna have a bunch of rookie Longbeards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's generally fine. It's just you'll probably be less inclined to do 1-die blocks than you normally would with Longbeards.
Well, you're just not gonna have any guard is the biggest problem. He's got 2, and one of them is his like killer that he doesn't really want to base up with.
The piling on one.
Yeah.
As well,
So like this dwarf team just can't stand and fight.
It's gonna be hard for the first couple games, but as soon as he gets another guard or 2, it'll probably be okay.
Yeah. I mean, like he can develop. It's just gonna be a tough division to develop.
It is not Incesticide. This is like the 4th team. But as per usual, this will eventually be on my YouTube channel once I've edited out some stuff. I don't know how soon that will be because, as you can see, I have friends over, so I'm probably not going to abandon them to edit video.
I mean, we're abandoning our friends to do this, so
that's true.
Who knows?
They're just our partners. It's fine. They don't really need our attention.
They're like legally obligated to love us, so it's fine.
Yeah. Where was I? Strength. Well, the strength Longbeard is going to be useful, and with all the loner Longbeards, like they're still Longbeards. They're still block. They're still
Yeah, but like
tackle.
You're in a rough position when your dwarf team can just be aggressively based by a kill team because they know that if they just like cover up your one guard, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So
yeah, and he'll be less likely to like throw those cheeky end of turn like 1-die blocks you'll often see dwarves do just because they have block everywhere.
Yeah.
Then the better Nurgle team.
Oh man, Atomics' team is crazy.
Yep, I'm gonna die.
Everyone's gonna die. I mean, block guard, Nurgle warrior. Claw, Palm, Tackle, Nurgle Warrior, which I don't love. Or Beast of Nurgle was the first one, I should say.
Atomics, by the way, coming from Div 2 as well.
He won Div 2A.
Yeah, so the Sage, the Beast of Nurgle, guard block. He's picked up block, which is great, the doubles. Then we've got all of these Nurgle Warriors. We've talked about in previous seasons, like, I'm not a huge fan of piling on your slow strength pieces, but it's also pretty, like, it turns out Claw Mighty Blow piling on is ridiculously good. So it's probably okay to have on one. But it can be scary to like put your like pillar pieces on the floor.
Yeah, it's his only Claw Palm right now, so
yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Then we got, this is basically my hepatitis, or this is my Vile Flume, but better.
He's AB busted instead of double niggled. I'd call that better.
Yeah. But he's still a guard, tackle, claw, mighty blow, block.
Yep.
Horny Necro Cricket is the weird one with tentacles early, despite not having like strength. But then Luminous is the best one because he took tentacles and was immediately rewarded with plus strength, which is amazing. So this is just this is basically a Beast of Nurgle.
Yeah. And last season in Div 1, we had I think 2 or 3 Nurgle Pestigors with Agi up and Strength up. Like everyone just had some sort of either ball carrier that was Agi 4, Strength 4, or a Sacker that was Strength 4, Agi 4, and Atomics following that up with Bird. Yeah,
Strength 4 and Agi 4. So Agi 4, Strength 5 on the Blitz Wrestle Tackle is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it ain't bad.
Yeah, the only problem is like diving into cages because Agi 4 is not super reliable for that.
You don't usually need a cage dive, isn't it?
Not necessarily, but this like you can't even like people who are like, oh man, my blodge guy that my strength 4 blodge runner that I'm gonna potato with now, you're not really safe because they still get a 2-die with wrestle tackle on it.
Yeah, and like you could take, even if you get a double, you could take a leap on that guy.
Yeah, but like in 1 minute, that's basically how I win games. Is I have a strength 4 blodge blitzer and I'm just like potato, and then you can win games off that, and that is not gonna work with this player lying around.
Incesticide, he's probably going to take guard. I would take guard on Barry Sanders and have a kind of much more mobile guard piece. Guard stand firm. Blodge Pestigors are quite strong if you can get him there. It's hard to level. You have to kind of feed him touchdowns. But you don't want touchdowns on Ornan anymore, really. No. He's got most of the things you want. Ornan Water Closet is like a good starting killer, but he's already movement busted, so you're probably going to look to eventually recycle and movement bust on a killer, especially one that you want to get piling on. Doesn't really work. I mean, movement 2 is just not great when you're standing back up.
Yeah, the sort of Nurgle meta is ball carrier Pestigor, sacking Pestigor, killer Pestigor, and flex spot.
Yeah, like flex for like a support, a frenzy, something like that. Yeah.
You'll either see like a guard piece or like a frenzy surfing piece.
Yeah.
Or like a tact juggernaut piece or something. But like the fourth one is generally the one that is like rotatable, and then the other 3 are these 3.
Yep.
And then dirty player rotters, they're rotters.
Bert and Cooter.
Yep.
It often does. So like that's the one of the flex spots. Like the flex spot is either frenzy, support, something like that.
since he rolled doubles and got dodge, I think he would be better as a guard piece. But if he didn't roll dodge here, like I would have probably taken like Mighty Blow or Tackle to help him level up, and then like Frenzy, and then Stand Firm or something.
Yeah, Cheese Atomics tore up Div 2A last season, and I expect him to do good things.
Yeah. So look at this Nurgle team. Look at this Nurgle team. Now, one of these things is not like the other. Yeah. Something about Old Spice. Look back to me. You wish your Nurgle team could be this.
This is the Nurgle team your girlfriend tells you not to worry about. This is.
Oh yeah, it's like that meme with the dude doing this, like on the street. Like exactly. Yeah, this is like your team, and then this is the one that he's looking at.
Yeah.
It's such a gross team. I mean, it's 2250, and we saw it annihilate REL 2 last season. Greenskin Brawlers, your favorite Professor Chaos?
Yeah. I mean. I pick him to win things, and he wins things. It's really the relationship I want with my with my recap-ees. Is if I pick you, do the thing, win the game.
Yeah. It's a very solid, like fundamentally orc team. Other than Morknast, who has suddenly decided to get stats, but for the most of this team's life, it was like block guard, block guard, block guard, block guard, block mighty blow, tackle, block mighty blow, tackle, block guard, like dwarf or orc thrower.
Yeah.
Like it was the most like standard orc team in the world, and it won a lot because it turns out standard orc teams are really good.
Yeah, see Clan for that for an example of that. It turns out being able to start with a full complement of block guard black orcs is kind of good.
And that Professor Chaos certainly has the like solid like just get into a big fight, win eventually with orcs. Sort of play style down, like the sort of fundamentally orc bash. He's pretty good at it, so it works out really well for him. Although we've picked up this is like the sort of new and exciting piece, I guess, on this team now, is Morknast has developed into, I think he didn't have Agi the last time we saw him. It was like strength guard, and we were like, oh, that's really cool, he's a good like support.
No, he's had Agi for a while. I mean, he got it at 71 I don't remember the Agi. SPP, right? Because that's the level, or 76 SPP, yeah. So he's 110 now, so...
Oh, yeah, REL 1, like, teams go to REL 1 to die.
Yeah. REL 1 always tears itself apart, that's true.
Yep. Oh, man, I'm counting on REL 1 to retire my team for me so that I don't have to feel bad about re-rolling
Yeah, it's just the Viking longboat they're putting you out of the lake on. Yeah, exactly.
See you later, gotta catch them all. Thanks, by the way, for all of you who voted for me for the Nufflies. I didn't win it, but I was very close to winning the theme name.
I think I actually voted you for theme name. Yeah.
I didn't vote. I didn't vote for me because I didn't want to. I felt greasy voting for myself, but
so funny.
Yeah. But I wanted to vote for me.
But yeah, very solid orc team.
Yeah, it's just such a good blitzer. Like, not only can he like, the Agi is really useful. He can be like an emergency receiver for the thrower if you need to do that for like it's turn 16 and I'm not going to score unless I do this, or 2 turns. He can also pretty reliably like dodge out and reposition the guard, or dodge out to blitz something if you need to. Like it's such a useful extra tool to have in the orc toolbox.
One man scary blitz threat for basically any carrier.
Yeah, it's a nice little bonus to have. It's not like super necessary, but it's one of those things where it'll often like either sneak out a tie or sneak out a win from a game you probably shouldn't have won otherwise, just because you have this one extra like.
It's a little more reliable.
Yeah, it's a wider variance of potential things that can occur, I guess. And then we have Tessa Chaos, another Chaos team, which makes my Nurgle team look like chumps.
Where's he coming from?
Tessa came from the Challengers Cup, won the Challengers Cup.
Yeah, that makes sense. This team is gross.
Yeah, won the Challengers Cup. So, and elected to take the Div 1 ticket, it looks like.
Yeah.
Because you do get that choice if you win Challengers Cup. You can choose Div 1 or not.
He has taken a nasty AV bust, unfortunately, on his Blodge Guard Stand Firm Chaos Warrior. I now have 2 of those.
He's also got an AV bust on the other Chaos Warrior, but he's only block guard. But yeah, a pretty relatively standard Chaos Warrior is 1 double thrown in there to be like the
It's exactly how I'm building mine, actually.
Yeah, you grab Mighty Blow early on 1. Sometimes you'll see these like even flipped, like straight up Mighty Blow first, just to try to get some SPP early on some dude, and then the other ones, some combination of Block Guard and Mighty Blow in that order, or Block, Claw, Mighty Blow, Guard, some order, rotate them how you please, Chaos Warriors, right? And normally one of them is going to be Mighty Blow way earlier than the others. Then what do we have for Beastman? So there's the classic Killer Beast. Regular Beast, we've got a Ball Carrier with Shurans and 2 heads, and then we've got this is great. You see this on Nurgle as well. The Sacker, once you've picked up Wrestle Tackle, will grab 2 heads so that we can more easily like dodge in and out of places if you don't get the agi.
Yeah. Cut corners easier and stuff like that to
we've also
retain that low movement.
Yeah, we've also picked up dodge, which is going to help with that as well. And then another wrestle piece, potentially just a line idiot, but also a potential backup for 4.
Might have gone leap with that double. If you already had wrestle, I don't love dodge on sacking pieces. I don't think it does like something. Like it's not useless because you often will have to do dodges to get at like a kind of riskier sack. But if that was leap and then he went like wrestle, leap, tackle, very long legs, for instance, he's leaping on a 3. It's not bad.
No.
Leaping on a 4 is scary, of course. Like it's not something you ever want to throw like a roll at callously or casually. But you know, if you need it to work, then like you know, sometimes you're willing to throw a reroll at that 75% chance.
And then I'm going to skip this for a second, and then we have another beastman who's got picked up guard, and he's also like block tackle because sort of standard beastman levels. And then there's Darwin, the Minotaur, who is a pretty like both a good like scary piece, like oh man, don't base up that Minotaur.
Yeah.
But also a good pitch control piece, right? So you can base up important pieces, and you're hard to shift because of block stand firm. Mm-hmm. They can't dodge away because of tentacles, and then if they are stuck there, you get to then hit them with block, claw, mighty blow. Like this is the type of thing that I think I like to see on chaos teams. Like you start with a Minotaur early just because it's helpful early, and then if it happens to get block early, you can just keep it because you can turn it into a cool team.
Yeah.
And if you don't get blocked by like level 3, you just sack him and start saving TV because by then your chaos warriors should be doing most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I mean if you could always have block on your big guys, I think a lot more people would run the Minotaur. He doesn't have guard yet, which is a bit unusual given how many levels he's got, but he's getting it in about 7 SPP.
Yeah,
so.
and he's got 5 guard elsewhere, which
a good amount of guard.
It's enough. There's never enough guard, but it's always it's enough that you should have a guard piece free to do whatever you want if you really need guard somewhere.
Yeah.
So like you can make do with it, and then I understand the stand from here first because he can surf pretty easily now with him if he wants to. I mean you still have to roll wild animal, but it's a 2+, and if you have no other option to do it, you just can, and then he won't get surfed backwards. And he's also difficult to. It's the tentacles thing. Like stand firm is just so valuable when you also have tentacles, because people will often try to just like uphill your big guy to shift them off your like more important pieces, and because normally both downs or pushes are good in those cases. Well, they're not here, and then it forces people to have to roll tentacles, and then they just lose their action, which is really really nice.
Yeah.
And then. I might I guess fuck it, spoilers. It's Monday. It's been 2 days, 48 hours. Agrain, Bad Apples, Super Bowl champion of season 11. So
is that the first Dark Elf team to win?
I don't know.
No, I think earlier on.
I think Sanduin won with Dark Elves, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
But it's one of the first 1 season old teams to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because this was a fresh team at the start of last season, and he won the Super Bowl with it. It turns out Blodge step spam is really good.
Yeah.
And he plays pretty greedy and managed to get a lot of levels on a lot of players really fast.
Yeah, I mean,
and
it's worked. Coverage.
It's worked out really well. And so we've got, like I said, I mean, Blitzer. Blodge step, one has tackle. This one got lucky and got Mighty Blow and Agi.
Yeah.
Mighty Blow for other elf teams, and he's a blitzer. Random lineman with dodge wrestle, dodge guard, dodge wrestle, dodge wrestle.
Yeah, double guard on an elf team is pretty nice on top of the Mighty Blow. So he's got like a good kill. He's got a decent amount of like support when he needs it.
God, I would hate to play this Dark Elf team.
Really frustrating for anything but dwarves.
Yeah, just it's like Amazons but with Agi 4 now, and that's just awful. This could blodge everywhere, so much dodge, like a bunch of Raj, enough guard to be scary on elves, like a Mighty Blow Agi piece on elves. We haven't even mentioned the Blitzer yet, who's Dauntless Tackle, Block, Sidestep. We're missing also Niggled, unfortunately. We're missing a second witch. I see a lot of Dark Elves go 1 witch with Block, 1 witch with like Wrestle, but we've got Wrestle linemen, so we don't necessarily need that. But this is your like classic witch player. Sidestep after you've surfed stuff, Dauntless, and like Block.
Yeah, Dauntless is a bit of pseudo strength.
Yeah, like Block, Tackle, Sidestep.
Was Sage a season 1 team? I thought he was a season 2 team.
Maybe. I think I think Sage did it in season 4, right?
It was 1 season, huh?
Yeah, in season 4. But yeah, so it's a repeat, the first repeat of several things. I think is the. I mean, I think Sage did it with a 1-season team in season 4.
Yes.
Is what that. Not it was a 4-season old team, and then the shame teams who haven't accepted their tickets yet,
including the Div 1 champ from last season, Scooby and the gang, Travel Scrabble,
staying in Div 1 from last season.
Yeah. Had a bit of damage taken, though, in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah, his last few games got a bit rough, but you can see why he managed to do really well in Div 1 with this fucking team. Like, what... First of all, this team exists to make me angry, because look at the order. Zombie, Flesh Golem, nothing. Zombie, White, Werewolf, nothing. Zombie, White, Flesh Golem, Zombie, nothing, Ghoul, Zombie, nothing, Werewolf. It's the worst team ordering I've ever seen, and it makes me irrationally upset to look at your team. Oh my god, put them in the right order.
He does it, though. He does it to fuck with us.
I know, he does it specifically to annoy me.
Yeah, so John Cusack is a very standard Flesh Golem. He's got Block, Guard, Mighty Blow, Grab. Just like nice skills to have on the Flesh Golem, nothing fancy.
Pretty much those are the skills you take in that order.
Yeah, Mighty Blow, Tackle, White, so not going the support White standard build, but he does have another Block, Guard, Flesh Golem. He's got a good amount of Guard, right? He's got... No, I guess his lack of guard, he's only got 3. His lack of guard is probably, like, his biggest glaring weakness. Is that, like, if his other pieces get isolated, he can have
yeah, but I'm going to counter your argument with Movement 8, Agi 5, Blodge.
Yeah, I mean, the Wolf is a hell of a thing, and we've seen it do great things last season. But
you know what you can do with Movement 8 and Agi 5? Ask any, like, elf player. But yeah, that's incredible. On a team that can back it up with, like, Claw and Mighty Blow and stuff, that's ridiculous.
And I mean, if that wasn't good enough, he's also got an Agi up, Strength up, Niggled White. That's filthy.
Mighty Blow, Tackle, Guard,
and a Strength up, Blodge Step, Mighty Blow Wolf.
Yep, so here's the Mighty Blow, Blodge Step, Strength Wolf. So he can blitz very reliably without assists and not worry too much about getting Frenzy Trapped if he's just blitzing like a lone target.
Yeah.
And you're Claw Mighty Blowing things, which is always good. Orbity's been around for a bit. He's the movement busted ghoul.
Yeah.
That he's been carrying with. He's worth keeping now, even though he's so slow, because he's Blodge and plus strength. It's just really difficult to get the ball off of him. It's like a good, safe, move slowly up the pitch kind of player, and then you can just hand off to one of the werewolves and go score if you need to run. The one thing he does need to be careful of is not outranging his ghoul, because it's now like not able to keep up with the werewolves.
Yeah, the wolves are the things that score, I think. It's like you hand off to a wolf and then he runs it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. You just keep it safe on this forever, and then 2+ score or 3+ score.
Filthy team. Certainly one to watch out for in this div.
Yeah, and it's like scarily TV efficient for the players that it has.
It's missing that 160k ghoul, which certainly helps.
That's true. That would put it at 1900, I guess.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need that ghoul to be good. Although, if you're playing this team without that ghoul, he's carrying the ball on one of these wolves, and you're probably probably this one, and you're probably happy for that, so that there aren't both of those wolves running around.
That's true.
And
Once
then
you take away that scoring threat, it's a lot.
Bunch of zombies.
Yep.
Cheese, who's probably reordering his team frantically right now. Nope. My goal this season is to kill Baby Swiss.
Everyone's goal every season.
Yeah, but I have another shot.
That's true. Double niggled goblin.
Double niggled Armor 7 goblin. I remember when he got that second niggle in the game in the playoffs, and I just gifted a bunch of subs to Eric Zort's channel. I was really excited when he got injured. But yeah, he's Baby Swiss. We all know Baby Swiss. Pro, Sprint, Sure Feet, Catch, Strip Ball. So we've got Sure Feet, Sprint, Catch, Pro that all make pretty good options for throwing him as a one-turn option, which is why it's worth having a Goblin. If you have a Troll and an Orc team, also have a Goblin, just so you have the easy, but the potential one-turn option.
I don't love them on Orc teams. I think Orcs are reliable and strong enough as is. They don't need the extra strength and the unreliability that comes with a Troll, but...
if you have one, take a Goblin. Yeah. There's no reason not to. Well, this one doesn't.
Most of them don't cost 160k of very significant bloat.
He's also got Strip Ball, but he's stunty, so you can do 3+ Cage Dive with Strip Balls if you're willing to sacrifice the life of your Goblin. To go with Baby Swiss, we've got American, the Troll, Guard and Stand Firm. Nothing particularly exciting, just standard strength levels.
Yeah.
He's kind of praying for block, I guess, but he's going to be like Guard, Stand Firm, maybe Break Tackle, and then probably fired and replaced if we don't have any... although it's Cheese, so he won't fire him because it's Cheese, and he'll keep him forever and make me mad.
Yeah. He's going to be up on Block, Guard, Mighty Blow, Stand Firm, minus movement, Black Orc once the trade goes through. Nice.
Block Guard. Oh yeah, cool.
Minus movement is a bit of a bummer.
Then we have Gouda, the thrower. He's a pretty standard orc thrower, block, kickoff, return because he's slow.
Leader on a 3 reroll team is interesting.
Yeah, it's true. You could drop it. Well, he gives him the option to drop a reroll if he needs to for like TV efficiency reasons, but he has no money, so it'd be difficult to rebuy that if something happened.
Yeah, and like the problem with the orc thrower, of course, is you don't want to field it on defense because the orc thrower is garbage, which is why you don't usually see throwers picking up leader.
You see it often in like tournament teams where it's like you have X amount of TV and X amount of skills you can apply,
yeah,
and then people will throw in a leader so that because it's not a double and they can save a reroll to save a bunch of TV to give like block to black orcs and stuff. So that's a common side for it. We've got Undock. Did you literally just text "bring me a beer"?
I said it nicely. I was like,
oh my god, texting the kitchen to fetch beverages.
Oh, you can leave.
Standard black orc levels. Block, guard, mighty blow, stand firm. Quality content, folks. Sharp cheddar is normals. I mean, guard, or block. I mean, he's a black orc. You just take block.
Oof, that's a chart.
Which one is that?
The Berliner Weiss.
Oh yeah.
Lava Berliner Weiss.
Yeah, it is. You take block. Your other black orcs have block, well, other than Marskapone, but like it's gonna be so much easier for them to fall behind levels of other orcs if you don't give them block. Because this guy is gonna block. It's like, I have 3 black orc blocks to make this turn. Which ones do I make first? The ones with block.
Yeah.
And then so that means that either you the last guy over the course of many games is gonna get fewer blocks because either you'll turn over or you'll accomplish the thing you want, or they'll have to spend the reroll and stop blocking or whatever. And then they just fall behind an SPP because they don't get the random Kazas and stuff. So I would take block like 100%.
Yeah, I think so. Canadian cheddar, like the blitzers are
he bought the player with the money he had, and now he no longer has money. It hasn't processed yet. Yeah, Canadian cheddar, we got a blitzer. Movement, which is like it actually puts 1 turns without the goblin potentially on the table. The movement 7 1 turns are still not easy. But it's good for a good safety piece and also a threatening killer with the standard killer levels: Mighty Blow, Tackle, Piling On, Juggernaut, Pro.
Yeah, it's a good orc team.
When you don't have Claw, that's
Swiss number 4 is a great, again, like a support piece that can reposition easily and is a potential scoring threat, like a receiver for that thrower if things get really hairy and you need like a.
And then Frenzy Blitzer, and then another killer who's also a stand firm piece.
Yeah, Frenzy Jugs is nice, definitely.
Frenzy Jugs is really
handy. Kill wrestlers, it lets them kill or surf stand firm players, things like that.
The Black Orcs are the sad part, I guess, because we only have 1 good one, but he is getting a new one from the market. It's Block Guard, Mighty Blow, Stand Firm minus movement, but Stand Firm makes up for a little bit of that, certainly.
Yeah, that's a good. It's a decent orc team.
Charlestown Chiefs. They if I recall,
they were in minors with us, maybe.
They were either in minors or college with us, and I don't remember which one.
Yeah,
but
I think they were in.
Well, by definition, if they were in our minors season, they would have been in our college season.
Oh, the plus movement orc is double niggled. So many double niggles floating around Div 1. This is gonna be fun.
A lot of people dead. But by definition, if he was in our minors season, he would have been in our college season, but probably not in our Div, which was America 3C represent.
Yes.
Sorry. Steer coming from Div 2 as well.
I guess Div 2B, because I don't think he was in Div 2A.
No, ruining my season, actually. This was the loss to this team is what prevented me from going to playoffs.
It's a lot of Mighty Blow for Saurus. I mean, that's 4, not killers per se, but certainly 4 players with Mighty Blow.
I mean, I've played the Chiefs and Rage Dwarf several times. Where am I? There I am. That's the game that prevented me from going to playoffs, everyone. Right there. But, like, if we scroll back from these, like, you'll see me, like, 2 or 3 times easily. And, like, Rage... There's been a group of us that have kind of... minors, and then like low rel, and then mid rel, and then higher rel. So like I've played Steer a bunch. I've played Unseen Walker a couple times. Anyway, Charlestown Chiefs. Where were we? Saurus. A lot of them have block. A lot of them have guard. There's a rookie one, which is certainly unfortunate, and we're gonna. Why are you like digging around in my drawers?
Loose. I wanted to tighten it, but it doesn't.
It can't. I know it's a cheap, terrible desk that I bought when I first moved here because I needed a desk, and then when I screwed in the handles, the screws were too long, and it's
upsetting.
driven me nuts this whole time. Yeah.
I'm glad that we're on the same page.
Yep, those drawers do it too. Yeah, anyway, rookie source is unfortunate. The other ones are like relatively standard, but they're good because there's a lot of them.
Well, there's a lot of break tackle and there's a lot of mighty blow. I like all the guard, definitely. He's got 4, which isn't bad. He obviously had it on his croc score probably before it died. He's recently replaced it. Got a lot of kill for lizards. Like, I mean, lizards tend to kill teams by virtue of just hitting them a lot. But this one's definitely got good amount of support, great amount of break tackle, and like a ton of mighty blow.
And not to mention the skinks, we've got an Agi 4 movement busted sprint sure feet skink, which is a little weird, but the Agi 4 is so useful to keep.
Yeah, totally.
Great ball carrying skink with
blood, sure hands, side steps.
Very very expensive, but really good. And then we actually have the start of a one turning skink here with plus movement sprint.
Only needs one push.
Yeah, so you probably want to get sidestep to make that push even easier, and then sure feet or in the other order. I don't know which one you'd want. But unless you get plus movement, obviously. But sidestep or sure feet are next tier, certainly. Sidestep makes the push like trivial unless your opponent has only a line of stand firm.
And you have 0 juggernaut.
Which we don't. But like it's with sidestep, it's one push that's super easy to get, and then you can that's all you need. And you can even set up for like the 2 or 3 push, because like the 2 push one turn is pretty easy. It's like 6 players or something, and you need like one hole off to the side. And then you can just save yourself a sprint roll if you don't need to make it. The Croxagore we missed, but he's just a rookie, so nothing exciting there. He'll get guard, stand firm, break tackle, recycled unless you pick up block in some order, like Croxagore.
Yeah, I'd like to see this team pick up a Frenzysaurus on someone. I mean,
Jack Hansen, first skill Frenzy.
A little bit. But yeah, other than that, it's looking real good.
I mean, you could take Frenzy on like Jeff Hansen as legend, but maybe, I don't know, because he's already got stand firm. And then there is Fear and Bloating.
Another Div 1 returnee.
I believe so, yeah.
I remember the name.
Yep. Another Nurgle team. Red Joker's Nurgle team. Another really good Nurgle team. So we've got Yaza the Great, who is, guard, stand firm, standard.
It's not Yaza of Mucus.
No, because these are standard Nurgle boring names.
Yeah.
Yaza is the thing. Yeah. Guard, stand firm. Then the Nurgle Warriors are sort of what we said before. Guard, block, mighty blow, claw, tackle in some order.
A lot of kill. Yeah.
Depending on what you want first. But this is very typical, right? Like if you cut off every skill, but the first one here, block, mighty blow, block, is like pretty much what you see on every first skill Nurgle team. This one has eventually gotten dodged, so he's a Blodge Guard, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, totally.
So he's going to want to get stand firm, I imagine, so that he's hard to knock down, and then he's a guard piece that's hard to knock down, and then after you fail the knockdown, he punches you back with Claw Mighty.
Yeah, stand firm. Yeah, stand firm, I think.
Oh god, it's even worse. It's in my eyes. My Nurgle team is the nicest Nurgle team. You're welcome, everybody else. Then Pestigores. Hey, look. Ball carrying Pestigore. Yeah. He got Blodge, Sure Hands, and then Fake Agi.
Yeah, Fake Agi up.
And then we have a killer. Well, this is actually kind of slightly different. He's Mighty Blow, Tackle, Block, Guard, so he's sort of he started as a support piece.
Thing, yeah.
And then we've got a second Strength 4, Agi 4 Wrestle Tackle.
We're handing them out in Div 1 last season.
They're just free.
Yeah,
we are missing a Pestigore here. We don't have the stereotypical kill Pestigore.
Well, he's got one he's going to build, I guess, in Brash Gores.
Yeah. He's going to be probably the stereotypical kill one. Unless this guy goes Claw next, but like you only have one flex skill on a killer Pestigore because you need block, tackle, mighty blow, claw, piling on, and then you have one extra skill, which is either like Juggernaut or Frenzy or Pro sometimes. Yeah. Oh, piling on. Did I say piling on?
Your team would probably stop being removed if literally every player wasn't niggled.
And a rookie rot or a dirty player rotter. Agi 2 Pestigore doesn't matter. Rated Armor 8, Movement 3 warriors are not worth getting rid of when they're already got this many skills. Movement 3 is a little annoying because he doesn't have stand firm, but he's probably get stand firm next. And then lastly in Div 1, Thick, Rich, and Creamy.
Jimmy Burrito from 2A.
Jimothy Burritos. Yeah, that's where he's from, right? Yeah,
Div
2.
He was in 2A.
Oh, I should log into this. So El Padrecito, werewolf. Free, Mighty Blow piling on. Welcome to Werewolves in Div 1. Then he's got picked up Jump Up and Tackle. Paris Stilton is also Mighty Blow.
Took Jump Up first, which he has confirmed was to bait out the Mighty Blow piling on. Took Jump Up before the first double.
Yep.
Is committed to having double Palm Wolf.
But it's worked. He got rewarded with a Mighty Blow immediately, and now we've got one more chance at it.
Shot.
Although he is niggled, I think. Yeah.
Nothing showing on the board. He has to be niggled.
And then Havarti makes you farty.
Also niggled.
Also niggled, but he is Blodge Guard, Mighty Blow, Diving Tackle.
Yeah, Diving Tackle, Flesh Golem.
It's kind of interesting, but it's not uncommon as a double on like slow movement marquee pieces like Black Orcs and Flesh Golems and stuff.
Yeah. If it causes a turnover, it's worth it. It's a little awkward if it doesn't, of course, because you're very slow pieces all around.
Yeah, well, then they're probably scoring if it doesn't cause a turnover. So, White. Guard, stand firm, dodge, Mighty Blow, like the support White. He's Agi 2 and movement 5, which kind of sucks.
He's a little beat up, yeah. You're probably hoping he dies at some point this season, so you can just...
Well, we've also paid the Flesh Golem tax.
Oof, yeah, probably not Provolone. Raising a rookie Flesh Golem in this div is going to be tough.
And in comparison to the slow Ghoul, we have the fast Ghoul, who is movement 8 to keep up with those werewolves.
Boy.
So like a Ghoul into a werewolf handoff is 16 squares of movement in one turn, which is something that people will often forget about and can like lose to. Yeah. So you have like a wolf over here, and the Ghoul just goes like, and then no one can reach it anymore. It's something people forget about. I know I lose to that. I lost to that a couple times in like minors when I wasn't very experienced yet.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a pretty scary thing to have available.
Double block guard zombies is nice.
Yeah, regular White. Like, so we've got like 2 really good werewolves, like 1 good Flesh Golem, and then like a bunch of like randos for the most part. But the two block guard zombies are actually really useful. Guard zombies on Necro or Undead are like worth their weight in gold, just because you normally can only get 2 to 4 guard very easily, and then this is like easy, cheap guard.
It's true, the ball does gain a square in hand up.
I guess that's technically true, but the number of times people move literally the full distance with both players is pretty rare.
Yep.
Cool. So Div 1.
Div 1.
So let's go look at 2A, I guess.
Any team you think stands out from that? I'm thinking Atomics has got a pretty scary fucking team.
Atomics' team is terrifying. You can never, as long as Archangel's Will doesn't collapse immediately, it'll do really well, but it has to not collapse immediately.
Yeah.
A-Grains is terrifying. Professor Chaos has like a good solid orc team. ArchXL is going to do ArchXL things sometimes. Like some games he's just going to lose, and then some games he's going to annihilate you because he's got good high elves.
Yeah. Really question whether you can get some more unfair things.
Yeah, and I think those are the big ones that I have my eye on, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
But you know, it's Div 1. Everybody except for me has a reasonable chance to do well. My team is awful.
12 out of 14. Div 2A, my favorite div.
So far, 14. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Math is hard.
Yeah.
Not for science. The high elf team that's competing with Atomics for this nonsense.
For top TV, yeah. Fell with Code at all.
Stayed in Div 2. They were in Div 2 last season.
The red team. Yeah.
Yeah, the red team is a good way of describing it.
The red shirts, even maybe. Double.
Every player is hurt. Every single one of them. Double. Wait, where did that go? Where's the double Agi bust? I thought you said double Agi bust.
It's like Blitzer. Both Blitzers are Agi busted.
Oh,
keeping
I see.
them both around is what I mean.
Yeah, both. But Mighty Blow piling on Juggernaut 3 doubles on a Blitzer.
Yeah.
Sidestep diving tackle.
I might look to recycle Piranha, but recycling things is just not what Not for Science does.
No, the strong arm accurate, sure hands, fend, block, dodge, thrower. The strength 5 high elf catcher
with a movement bust that is Blodge Frenzy.
Yep, so he's a strength 5 movement 7 frenzy piece. He was movement 8 natural 1 turner in movement 10 sprint. Sure feet. Juggernaut is really cool for the final, so you can blitz the last piece instead of trying to dodge through.
Yeah.
Hey, look, a not injured, normal looking catcher.
Wow, magical.
That's so weird.
And there are 3 Linos that have 0 injury. This is the freshest I've ever seen this team look.
Movement busted Agi 5, but he is still Agi 5. Agi 5 strength and AV busted, but he's also got Raj strip ball leap. So he's got good leaps, but he's got some mad leaps. He's got some good ups.
Mad leaps, brah.
He's got some good ups.
Good leaps.
But the uphill, they're going to be uphill, but it's like a gutter runner now, but really slow and sad.
Fire that player. 190k.
It's like this
fire a player. It's fine.
This team is so fun. I love this team. It's like there's so many cool things going on, and it's just like it keeps getting injured, and he keeps just fucking playing anyway.
Yep.
No, this is not market shenanigans. This is his real team. Yeah. I promise you that. It's been like this for like 3 seasons.
You talk about Arabi, I'm gonna use a lot.
Okay. Hey, it's Arabi.
Arabi.
Hey, look. Every player on this team is designed to injure things. It's Arabi. I mean, even the bull centers are block piling on Mighty Blow. He eventually got guard and break tackle, but he's now edgy one and armor busted, which is at least a thing. Every Chorf is Mighty Blow guard, Mighty Blow piling on guard, guard, Mighty Blow piling on guard, claw, Mighty Blow next, Mighty Blow, stand firm guard. This one is the most interesting, I guess, and then he hit legend and he's got Dauntless and stand firm. We've picked up a new Bull Centaur who was like this, I swear. His old one was piling on Mighty Blow block. This one is not yet. Here's another Chorf with Mighty Blow, guard, stand, grab. Then wrestle Dirty Player, Hobgoblins for fouling afterwards. This is not a team that cares about the ball. It is a lot less terrifying than it used to be. I think there's a little bit less Claw Mighty Blow and a little bit less Mighty Blow piling on than there was like last season. Does he have a Chaos Dwarf blocker named after himself? He has a Chaos Dwarf blocker named after himself, which is the like the most Arabi thing I can think of. Oh dear. Well, yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. That's Arabi's team. He's going to do Arabi's things. Stouticus, here's another Nurgle team. Really solid Nurgle team as well, although it looks like it's taken a bit of a beating. Beast of Nurgle, guard. Stand firm, surprise. The 4 Nurgle warriors are block, guard. These ones are actually a little bit different because you went tentacles and like tail heavy. But this one has prehensile tail, which is kind of interesting. And he's also got stand firm to be annoying to push away. The movement 3 is countered a little bit by the stand firm. Standard Nurgle warrior, Mighty Blow guard, block, tackle, some order, missing claw. This one has the claw as the extra level, but he's also movement 3. Angry Churro is the strength tentacles block piece, so he's like a mini Beast of Nurgle, which is kind of fun, but also movement 3. Do you know Arabi has a Chaos Dwarf blocker named Arabi? I would like to point that out.
I had to play a clan team with a player named Shadorra because Chubstep named him Shadorra, and then that's beautiful. That I inherited, and then, had to watch him fucking remove himself every single time he took a goddamn block, and I'm like, fuck you, Shadorra. Do you know what the other wolf's name was?
Steakmittens.
You know how often those wolves just removed themselves or got removed on any casual block?
Every game.
Every single time.
And then, so the Pestigors, here's the standard Sacker one with fake agi, strip ball, wrestle, tackle. Yeah. Also kick, because it's the only place to put kick on a Nurgle team, really.
Yeah, we're talking about Stouticus' choice there, and I think
it's really good. Ball carrying one, fake, real agi and fake agi. So
dodging on agi 5. That's a potential cage diver. Well, he doesn't need to, I guess, because he's a ball carrier.
He's not going to, but it's like
dodge through tackle zones.
Tackle zones at the end don't really matter very much.
Yeah, which is nice for Nurgle because Nurgle can fall victim to the your opponent keeps you in your half longer than you'd like to be, and then you have to make the final dash, and they just screen, passively screen, and if this kind of cancels out the passive screen effect.
The number of games I've had to try to win by rolling a 3+ dodge on turn 16 because there's just a screen in the way and you have to try to get past it is really high, because they'll slow you down and stuff a lot. And then another Pestigor who's got double movement, Frenzy, Juggernaut.
In the hole.
This is
movement 8.
He's movement 8, block, Frenzy, Juggernaut, which is super cool. As a surfing piece, you are not safe. You really need stand firm or something though, but it's 100 SPP away.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful that you're not offering a counter surf when you do this.
Like we said, incest aside, Agi 5 lets you dodge through tackle zones. I don't know if it's better than kickoff return. Nurgle definitely struggle with the inability to collect and protect their ball against faster teams. I think there's an argument to be made either way, and he does have some other fast pieces to kind of deal with that to a certain extent, but yeah.
And it'll make, if he gets edgy again, he'll be edgy 6 on dodges.
So one thing to consider about this team is sure, you can look at the Pestigores and be like, yeah, I mean, that's a really solid Pestigore line. He's even got a movement 8 Pestigore. But his core support team
is slow as fuck.
3 movement busts.
Yep.
Like, this team is going to fucking crawl up the pitch most games. So it's not going to be uncommon for him to get to the end, get to like turn 16, like Ben said, and have to like dodge through some tackle zones to get around a screen, and like that does help with that.
Because yeah, it's going to be like plotting up the field super slow with like 1 blitz a turn from like, you know, this guy, and then coming back. Like it'll be blitz that with this, it'll be like the undead thing where you like blitz with 1 dude, move your mummy cage up 3 squares, and then like repeat until you can break away at some point.
Yeah,
and then he'll try to break away, and if he can't, he has the dodge option at the end to like sort of try to make it turn into a touchdown anyway. Choleric and Battle Brothers, another team that I'm very familiar with, having played a whole lot of times, or like played at least once, but then covered a whole lot of times. The like stupid Agi blitzers. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, the full suite.
Yeah, the full suite of Agi blitzers. You know, there's the ball carrying one with sure hands, sidestep, dodge, and there's the blitzy one who's picked up Mighty Blow. There's another Mighty Blow one, and then here's just an annoying get in the way one who's also got leader to save a little bit on TV.
Roll normals, yeah.
Yeah, basically. Although blitzers have a lot of normal access, just none of it is strength, sadly.
Yeah.
They get agi and passing, so you can grab like leader on them and stuff. Yeah, so leader is another. This is another common place to like throw a leader to save TV. Mm-hmm. Your main strength access is here, which is why we see guard stand firm on these players, and mighty blow, because it's nice to have a mighty blow lying around. Helps them level faster, and it's also like just nice to get a couple random removals against like the squishier teams. Mm-hmm. And you can't always do it with blitzers.
Yeah.
And then peasants, kick or dirty player. It looks like a foot. It's the same.
Yeah.
Dirty player, block, move and bust.
I might fire the dirty player block one, and I think that's like unnecessary bloat. You probably don't.
I don't know. I find
aren't often in a dominant enough position to be chain fouling every turn. Like it just turns out they're gonna get pushed back because they don't have the strength to really stand and fight a lot of the time.
No, but block is surprisingly useful on a peasant.
Yeah, but it's still an 80k peasant now.
Yeah, you'll use him until he dies, and you just buy a new peasant.
I know. The bloat.
And the block is really handy. And like, yeah, bloat. He's the other teams in this div. Yeah, the bloat. Like, he's not the he's not the highest TV. No, exactly. We have Lackland Longtongues Urs. So this is a new one for us. We haven't covered this team before.
This is the minors champion from the season before last, I believe.
Yeah,
or maybe not the champion, maybe the runner-up. I forget. I'm sorry, Urs.
But came from Div 4.
He did well in the Challengers Cup.
Yeah. Not for Science was from Div 2. Choleric is relegating from Div 1. Sorry. Arabi was from Div 2 last season. Not for Science was in Div 2. I think that's all the ones we've talked about. So.
Yep.
It's a pretty lean-looking lizard team. Most of the... It's not really that lean, though, because a lot of the TV is in skinks. But there's just not a lot of Saurus levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have all 6 Saurus. And all of them or 2 at least have block. Break tackle first is kind of weird on a Saurus.
It is very weird.
Aiming to...
Fair enough.
It's nice to have like on them, like, because you can have block LOS blocks, which is nice rather than wrestle LOS blocks or committing all your blitzers to the LOS.
Yeah.
When you'd rather have them carrying the ball and running upfield and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, guard Crocs. The break tackle first is weird, but he's got block now, and then this one is like your standard blitzing Saurus, except he's also picked up agi or dodge to save you from those ones sometimes. Which in my Imperium Cup game, I tried 3 break tackle Saurus dodges. All 3 of them rolled ones. And I'm very glad I gave him dodge.
Yeah, I remember when I gave Dr. Robert my strength 5 Saurus break tackle. It just seemed like he could dodge better with agi 1 than with actual break tackle. He rolled a 1 every single.
But now it's a 1 in 36 to dodge away with a Saurus, and he's like your block tackle mighty blow blitzer one, so he's like a really good safety Saurus, which is kind of a weird thing, but yeah, that's a thing.
Yep.
And then the other ones are sort of
it's
like
a really underdeveloped lizard team. It's gonna have a lot of problems in Div 2, I think. Like it's got only 3 guard. It's got 2 effectively rookie Saurus. I mean, dodge first is just like a real greedy pick. He's 2 SPP from leveling, so it's not all bad.
It's going to be hard to get that 2 SPP.
If he can level Count Dooku and Za in a reasonable amount of time without taking too much damage, he's got a shot, but like otherwise this is going to be... I mean, he's going to get Slibly every game, or most games, which is certainly helpful, but yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle for Urs.
Agi, sidestep, sprint, short feet, jump up, skink is kind of fun. The jump up is a little unnecessary at this point, like but what else do you take?
Exactly.
and you keep him. And then block, sidestep, diving tackle is a really annoying defensive skink, but he's also a block or blodge step skink on offense if you want.
Yep.
So the skinks have plot armor apparently. Then my Nemo, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Hornstars, Chaos, they came from Div 3, and they're now in Div 2A here. They're Chaos. So apparently. We got the 4 Chaos Warriors who are taking Block, Mighty Blow, Claw, Guard, Stand Firm, Tackle in some order.
Yeah, some like the standard combos.
Yep.
Young Sheldon is 2 SPP away from leveling again and either getting Claw or Stand Firm, probably. Either would be fine. Yeah,
I think I would probably do Claw just because you have a bunch of Claw Mighty Blow now. You'll win games on the back of just getting a shitload of removal sometimes. Yeah. So you might as well just lean into it a little bit.
Yep.
Then the Great Brown Cloud is the killer beast. But we also have Buster Good as sort of a backup one who's on his way, missing the Juggernaut. Ball carrying Beastman, who's starting his fake Agi journey, but he also has real Agi.
He's very agile.
Agi 5 for dodges and stuff.
Yeah, once again choosing the 2 heads over the kickoff return, kind of.
He'd love to get dodge as a legend skill, I think. That would be really handy. Guard Frenzy is kind of weird, but he's plus strength.
Like, gives him like a useful thing.
When you're not frenzying?
Yeah, when you're not frenzying, and even like if he is frenzying, because he's strength 4, if he can like frenzy, his way into a backline, he's now guarding in there. He could like make a lot of blocks easier. Like there's some potential.
And he's 5 on the blitz, so you can like blitz your way and frenzy into like behind stuff, and then
like, into like a ball of players, and just like give yourself better blocks.
And then all the dudes on the front are gonna get the guard now. Yeah.
Yep. Richard Rockhart.
Wrestle, tackle, movement.
Movement is nice.
Yeah, especially on a sacker, because he's going to be able to cover the backfield like way better than a movement 6 one. You can still cover most of it with movement 6, but it involves GFIs, so
yeah,
that's not always good to do late in the game. Trying to defend against a 2-turn when you not have your rerolls left. Wrestle, dirty player. It's nice to have a dirty player somewhere. And then a couple wrestle goats, like as line goats. Wrestle, fend, they're just sort of line goats. This makes them more annoying on the line, less likely to get fouled, more likely to stay alive, and they're, they'll get wrestle, fend, fired.
Yeah, and I guess he's getting another ball carrier in Will Pounder. I don't like the 2 extra arms there. I guess it's a recovery piece is the idea.
And I think the other thing is, it's when you start to get to this high TV, you've got to think about Wizards every game. And it's if you only have the 1 ball carrier, he just gets lightning bolted, and now this is
yeah, but he's armor 8. It's not going to remove him most of the time.
No, but the cases that you do get, or what if they lightning bolt him and he's now out of touchdown range, right? Because he has to stand up.
Yeah, but even a rookie goat will most of the time be good enough to pick that ball up.
Yeah, but this is better than a rookie goat.
Not really. It's still a 3+. The extra arms doesn't. Oh no, extra arms because you plus.
It's a 2+, and it's movement 7.
Fair enough.
Yeah, protection against wizards.
It's a protection against wizards that gives your opponent a wizard.
Confirming to me, but your opponents are all gonna have wizards anyway because you already have 2100 TV. This is gonna be really foamy because I'm not tilting it because I don't have 2 hands. That's fine. Sir Kodiak, Nurgle. I know.
First time we've coached Sir Kodiak, or we've recapped for Sir Kodiak in a while.
The last time we saw him, he was it was rats, right?
Yeah, rats in a rookie div.
Yeah, so Sir Kodiak coming from Div 4, he did make playoffs in Div 4.
Yeah, he covered my division last season.
And then this looks more like my Nurgle team, but still slightly better somehow.
16 players.
Hey, look, it's the ex-wife. That's from Metal's team. So.
Yep, Louis Wano, I don't actually know how to pronounce his name. Had a...
What am I doing? Welcome to the show, Onigoku. This is Shadorra and I. Shadorra is physically here. Hello.
Physically in this meat space.
Do div reviews every season for REBBL. And we're covering REL 1 and REL 2A this season. And we're doing a little precap, looking at all the teams before the season kicks off. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's the ex-wife. He's guard, block, stand firm, plus movement. Surprisingly useful in a beast. The number of times I've been said, I'm glad my beast has plus movement, has been surprisingly high. So I'm really glad my chat trolled me into picking it after he leveled and pulled plus movement that one time. Nurgle Warriors, you're taking block, mighty blow, guard, claw, tackle in some order, along with stand firm mixed in there. Block, mighty blow, first in basically all cases but one, which I think is fine. Nurgle struggle really early unless they can start to get some lucky removals. and it also helps them level faster. And then once you start getting like guards stand firm on them, you can win more control-y. But if you start building a control Nurgle team right away, you will just lose because you'll be worse at it than everyone else, and you'll be really slow to level.
Fuck you! I'm making control chaos in it.
Yeah, control chaos are different though because you have more beastmen, and so a lot of, especially in Nurgle, you'll see like block mighty blow, block mighty blow, block mighty blow, and then you start doing like guard and stuff. There's the killer. Yep. Block, tackle, mighty blow, claw. Juggernaut, instead of piling on first, is slightly different, but also good because Juggernaut's a really good skill.
Yeah.
There's the ball carrier with block, sure hands, a roll rewarded immediately for that with Agi.
Yeah.
Kick off return, 2 heads. So he's got both. We don't have to argue about it anymore.
We don't.
There's the start of your sacking Pestigore and a rookie Pestigore, unfortunately. It might be worth, well, because he's a rookie Pestigore at 2040 TV. Like, it might almost be worth running with 3 Pestigores until you get this guy leveled up a bit and you can start focusing on this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. It's got 0 SPP, but also, like...
Some people do that, but, like, some people will also just try to have them up for availability. I often find... Like, I know that's the common wisdom, but I often find myself when playing Nurgle being so often in the position where I have to pick up and score with literally whoever's available, and I don't have the option of, like, trying to feed touchdowns to people.
Sure, but the Rodder is... Yeah, exactly. And, like, the Rodder is, like... A Rodder is half the price for 1 less movement, really no other detriment.
You don't have horns, but
yeah, they don't have horns.
And then there's a huge Rodder bench. Just banking himself against the other teams in the div, I guess. But one dirty player. I mean, he also has the option of firing a Rodder or two if it's going to save him like a wizard or something.
That's probably why he's got 16.
Yeah, it's if you're going to run into a wizard, you can just fire some, or if like you really need a little bit of extra TV for you can TV manage it a little bit.
He's got a good amount of flex.
Yeah. Forsaken Awoken. Moneybags 14 is not a name that I actually know.
Yeah, that's
so this is
familiar to me as well.
So this is from Div 3, went to the Challengers Cup, the Forsaken Awoken, a Necro team. It's not a team that I've ever covered before, so this will be new to see how Moneybags does.
Not even a coach I've seen before, I think. Now that I think about it.
Apparently Moneybags is damn good.
In 2A, so.
Yeah, well, I was in 2B, and now I'm in 1, so, like, saying that you can be...
he's not playing 2K TV Nurgle.
Neither am I. Not anymore.
He's playing 2K TV Necro.
You got a werewolf, a mostly fair werewolf. In fact, an entirely fair werewolf. With Blodge, Tackle, Budstep, and Dauntless.
Does this team have 0 doubles?
Well, there's an Agi.
That's not a double.
There's a Strength, which is by definition a double.
Technically a double, yeah. And there's a Guard Zombie. Okay, it's got 2 doubles.
And then an Agi Wolf who's going to be... I don't think I've ever seen a leaping werewolf before.
It's fucking amazing. I want to see it. I bet the leap animation sucks because they phoned in all of the like boring leap animations, but...
The death roller animation is great because it's the phoned in animation, but it's a fucking death roller going... But it's so funny.
The most annoying one is the vampire one. That sucks because leaping vampires have so much potential to be cool, even if they just fucking float it up.
Yeah, and they just walk up and go...
Little bunny hop.
Yeah, but the best part is that terrible animation on like big guys is the same. So like a death roller goes, looks really stupid. Oh man! But I'm really excited to see this Leap werewolf do things. He's got Agi and Leap. So you're kind of that's like you're frenzy trapping yourself in so many cases there. But it gives you a chance to like you can potentially utilize that or even like jump over like lines to avoid dodges and stuff if you're trying to like one turn.
Gives you a lot of potential. I've never seen a leaping werewolf, and I don't know if it's any good. But
I'm excited to see it. Yeah, I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I want to see.
He's got a fairly rookie block, flesh golem, but he's got block, which is really the most painful bit. He's got a mighty blow guard one. He's got a hell of a killer wipe, but also really with some support capabilities. Though piling on guard have obviously a bit of like anti synergy there.
And in what is tradition for Necro here to have crazy stat up ghouls that also have movement busts.
Yep.
We have Balthamel, the strength 4, Agi 4, movement busted
ghoul. He's an
ghoul.
AV busted vampire.
And not Hypnogaze and not Bloodlust, and we'll do all these stupid comparisons every time.
No regen either.
Yes, that's actually relevant.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the same thing, right? He's super safe. Once he gets sure hands, he's like incredibly safe to just hold the ball on because it's so different. He's easy to pick it up, easy to dodge away from threats, very difficult to sack with Blodge Strength 4. So you just hold on, move up slowly. If you need to run, you can just hand off to a wolf and let them do it.
And then a slew of block players.
Second ghoul, which is not super common in Necro teams to have 2. But
they usually run the full 2. In Necro, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you'd make one wrestle usually, but like Blodge isn't like unheard of.
In every Necro team we've looked at so far, they've had 2 wolves and 1 ghoul.
Necro have to put their players in. They like unlike undead, Necro have to kind of expose their positionals a lot more, and ghouls die. So you often like will have a ball carrying ghoul and a ghoul that just is constantly death spiraling.
Yeah.
But like you never pass up an extra movement 7 player. Like it's less necessary because you have wolves and of course
I never do the 4th ghoul for undead.
Yeah, that's true.
I normally only go 3.
That's because they just like have fragility problems.
And to be fair, 90% of the undead teams I've played have never been eternal teams. They've been like 1 or 2 seasons at most, so you just never have time to get a 4th ghoul.
I don't think you'd want it just because like you run into like.
I never even have time to get a 3rd ghoul.
Being
really
too fragile. Yeah.
I get one, but he never really gets skills. At best, he is like block. Block zombie, block zombie, block zombie. This one is block guard kick. It's kind of cool because he's not likely to be on the line on defense, and you're always going to want to have him on the field. So that's kind of.
If you're going to get kicked in somewhere, like that's not a bad place to have it. Certainly.
And then a dirty player, block zombie. The block is unfortunate because as dirty player, you just only want dirty player.
I might have taken wrestle there, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And if you ever get a different dirty player, you can just recycle him. And until then, he's a dirty player. Here is our runner-up for the Super Bowl. Luis Jano. It's Spanish, so I don't know how to get that.
I think it's South American or Central American because he's in REL.
Yeah, so it'd be like Luis.
Luis.
Well, Luis.
I don't know.
It'd be like Luis. But I don't know how the J is pronounced because I'm not good at Spanish.
Interested in.
But it's a Nurgle team that we've seen do things very recently.
Yeah.
So we've got... Where's the Beast? I like to start with the Beast. There he is. Guard, stand firm. Surprise, Beast. Yeah. Okay, and then 2 Blodge Guard Nurgle Warriors, which is kind of cool. They're both going to want to get stand firm next.
Guano?
Yeah,
Guano?
They're going to want to get... it's a really hard H, so Luis Juano. And then, so they're going to get stand firm next, and they're going to be super annoying. I know from experience how annoying Blodge Guard stand firm Nurgle Warriors are. It's less than a 50% chance to shift them.
I have 2 Blodge Guard Chaos Warriors now. Can't confirm, pretty good.
The difference is foul appearance, though.
Yeah, foul appearance makes it even tougher because it's an extra, like...
It's an extra 2+. It's like a 46% chance to move them from the square they're in by 2 die blocking them.
Yeah.
Less than 50% to 2 die something is pretty ridiculous.
Even with it, not even knock it down.
So, like, they're really good pillars for cage corners. They're just moving forward off the back of. Then the other 2 are killers. Block, claw, mighty blow, tackle. Hano? Luis Hano. Okay.
We got it, guys.
There's the standard killer Pestigore. Mighty blow, tackle, claw, piling on. We've got a second one in the works, it looks like. And then there's the Sacker, although he's strength busted, which is really bad.
That's retired.
I don't know if I'd keep him, although it's really hard to level Pestigores, especially Sacker ones.
I don't care. You don't keep a gutter run around just because there's holes, right? Like, it's not... It's sure it's getting a 1 die on most ball carriers, but like
I'd rather have a 2 die.
And also it means you're fielding a strength 2 player the rest of the time. Like sure on blitzes he's okay, but defensively he's worth it.
And like think about it, like when you're on defense, are you gonna blitz with the 2 die guy that doesn't have tackle or the 1 guy die that does have tackle? Like probably the 2 die, even if you don't have tackle.
Yeah.
Just because it's 4 dice to get your POW instead of 1 dice to get your...
I mean you've even got a mighty blow guy with
so I think he's recycled.
Yeah.
And then dirty player rodder and a regular rodder. I'd like to see a couple more rodders on the team, but you don't have. I don't think you can afford to.
I think you can buy 1. That way, worst case scenario, you lose, you die.
Pestigores are 90k and Nurgle Warriors are 110. You can't really afford to like go super low on money.
Yeah, Luce is from my div actually. Div from Div 4.
Oh yeah, we've been mentioning that for the most part, but we kind of forgot here. But yeah, that was there you go.
He wrecked our div. I believe we tied in our game. He's tied close game.
This is Holes. He's coming from Div 3. He's mostly here because of rerolls, and he is filling in from Div 3. Like
Holes.
Getting the. That's how I got to Div 1. So default, yay, default. I mean,
so we got to Div 1 in Clan too.
That's true. I'm really good at filling in holes.
Yeah. I'm gonna die. Yeah, probably. The greeny weenies.
The greeny weenies. Hey, look, these black orcs are standard, but they're also great because that's standard for a reason.
Yeah. Angry Angus is a fun.
I like how it's especially funny that Holes is in chat.
Yeah.
Block guard, stand firm, block guard, stand firm, block guard, and they're all like similar SPP other than these guys. But the fact is that they all have block, which is the really big, nice aspect to this. Yeah, so that's the biggest thing. You're fine to let them like explode on their own now if you really want to, but it's really, I find it's really important to keep your black orcs at similar SPP until they get to like level 2 or 3.
I like the cascading stat ups on the blitzers. Now all you need is an AV up.
Holes is my kind of person, putting players in like a reasonable order, like highest levels, like and then they're all organized. It's excellent.
Beautiful.
So we've only got 3 blitzers.
Got the movement up killer, pretty great. Strength up, blodge, guard, stand firm piece, amazing.
Excellent. Yeah. He's like a faster, more agile, better black orc.
Yep.
And then
bouncy flan, the agi up guard piece.
Flen? It's Ben.
Oh, I couldn't even see it. I'm like a little far away, and I'm also very blind.
Yeah. You're like probably slightly off camera, I think, but that's fine.
I can't snuggle you always, Ben.
No. What if I was bouncy?
You're definitely bouncy.
Yeah, that's true. Is Agi guard, so he's like once again can dodge out to put the guard in nice places, or he's an emergency receiver.
Yeah.
And then we've got some line orcs. This one is a weird line orc.
He's great. He's guard. He's a
4th blitzer.
He's a better black orc.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a movement up, agi up black orc with block, guard, tackle, fend.
That's true. He's great to keep around. The only problem is with the only problem is with orcs, right? Like 4, 8, 9. Okay, right? So if you're fielding on offense,
you're putting the dirty player on the line, yeah.
Is you don't have extra idiot line orcs, right? Which is kind of because you have 9 positionals. So and he's taking up one of those. He's basically a positional right now because you want to put him on the line. So once you get a 4th position or 4th blitzer, you have 10 positionals, and then you don't really have. You're gonna have to carry around a pretty serious bench to have 3 line orcs to put on the line, or you are going to put black orcs on the line.
It's a pretty dangerous proposition.
It does, but like it's more about having a serious bench, right? He's going to have like a 13-player roster to be able to field.
And even then, like, what's he going to sit, right? Like, he's going to sit. He's going to always want to run all blitzers, all black orcs, of course. So there's 7. So he can run. Yeah, I mean, he can run. If he gets a 4th blitzer, he can run all 4 blitzers, all 4 black orcs, and that lino, and then 3 random linos, and that's fine. But yeah, he's going to have a bench for that.
No, he can't, because if he fields all four in this one, then he has 2 extra players, so he can't put.
Oh, I was thinking that we got 12 players. For some reason. Yeah.
No. So he has to put like the rookie blitzer on the line, probably.
The rookie blitzer on the line, or the rookie blitzer sits on defense, which like isn't the worst.
No, but So it's a kind of a weird problem, but it's a reasonable one to have. But that's the issue with getting like really good line orcs is that now you just don't have spare line orcs, and orcs are one of those weird teams with like too many positionals. A troll might not be terrible because you could just throw the troll on the line, and then you don't have to worry about that as much. But then you need to bloat yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the contract killers. Bernie Buffon.
This is a transfer from G-Man, I believe. So we have no experience with this.
No, coming from G-Man 3, but he's around. He was in he's around CCL and stuff a lot, as far as I know. Like pretty well known name in the community.
Yep. A pretty sparse dwarf team. He's got a strength up claw armor, which is great, of course, and he's got a 2nd claw mighty blow, which is nice. Only got 2 guard. One of them is a movement bust. No stand firm there, so that's going to be a bit of a liability. Waluigi D2. I'm the winner. No, my Waluigi voice needs work. Block mighty blow, break tackle, frenzy.
Yeah, there you go. That's why I know him from. He was in the PS4. Like he
won the big PS4.
Yeah, and he was in like the cross-platform cup for PS4 and stuff like that, I think.
I like the postman, dodge, diving tackle, block, and I have a pseudo movement 9.
It's a weird bull centaur, but I like him.
4 AV9 piece with blodge step, or not blodge step, doesn't have side step, but could get blodge firm.
Hit him, not me. The sure hands block. Don't hit him, not me. Ball carrying hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Don't hit the ball carrier. Sure hands block. Kick off, return, fend, dauntless.
Dauntless.
Dauntless ball carrier.
Dauntless, you know.
Oh, that's dauntless. I don't know why you're like looking at me like I'm an idiot. That it's dauntless.
I mean, I'm not looking at you like it's an idiot. I'm looking at that hobgoblin like it's an idiot.
I just like how he named the goblin "Hit him, not me," and then it's the ball carrier. Like, all right, I'll hit your ball carrier if you want.
He didn't roll any doubles, so he could have just made that, the name deciding his fate.
Wasn't me ref is not a dirty player hobgoblin. He's guard blotch.
I mean,
the naming scheme is terrible, Bernie. You've got to fix this. Fire them all and start over.
Yeah. Wasn't me ref has to take dirty player. Taking that guard on the double was just a travesty.
No, but that's true. Like, you are correct. You've got to take the guard on that Hobgoblin. Guard is really nice to have.
Yeah, I mean, this team is severely lacking.
Is it
guard.
missing? It's missing a
blocker.
Yeah.
5.
And but having 2 Claw Mighty Blow piling on blockers is gonna like take him.
Yeah, and the extra strength is always so nice on short blockers because they often feel like they don't quite have enough.
You get like isolated sometimes, like one shorf here, one shorf here, one shorf here, and you end up doing like 1-die block wars.
Yeah.
So having the 4 to just be like, I'll 2-die you with Claw Mighty Blow. Enjoy.
2 players, or he's better like holding the line for the Bull Centaurs to run around and do.
He has 5 too many blockers. Yeah, well, I guess if you really hate shorfs.
Yeah.
And then we have Jericho Pepper's REBBL Cheese Thieves. Which
1290 Skaven.
Which is from Div 4, made the Challengers Cup.
Must have done real well to promote from Div 4 to Div 2A, must be said. But
yeah, they did pretty well in the Challengers Cup.
And you can kind of see why. They've got a natural 1-turner in
Paneer.
With leap even, so he can just hop over any screen you put up. So fuck you, he scores whenever he wants.
That's ridiculous.
He's got a blodge, strength up, sidestep, horns piece for sacking or just hitting. I guess more just hitting. Like if you
strength 4 gutter runner on the blitz.
Yeah, it's a strength 4 gutter runner on the blitz. He's a safety gutter runner without any of the usual sarcasm that goes into that.
Wrestle, strip ball, leap, like as the typical sacker.
MNG'd?
I hope so. Well, actually, I hope not. Well, no, I'm not playing this rat. I don't care. He's just MNG'd. And then we have regular old gutter runner. Block Mighty Blow Storm Vermin, block piling on Storm Vermin, praying to get Claw at some point. And if not, they'll get like Guard, Stand Firm or something. And then a bunch of idiots to put on the pitch instead of this guy.
Yeah.
And then you win games because this guy exists.
Well, he doesn't have enough idiots right now, but
he needs more idiots.
He's going to get a billion TV inducements against literally every team.
And Skaven with inducements are terrifying. Yeah, like the Wizards are really good, first of all, and then second of all, Glart and
Stabby Bro, the other extra gutter runner.
Yeah, just have what's his name? Skinner Stab. Jinx. Get a stab Glart. They're like Skaven have a lot of really good inducements that they can play around with. Like just like if they don't just die to like all the Claw Mighty Blow, well, Claw doesn't matter, but all the Mighty Blow tackle and stuff, they'll just win because this player exists and they get a boatload of inducements.
Nice.
And then we have Welcome to the Dark Side. Is this a real one? Yes, it is. I just didn't see the name, so I wasn't sure. It's Queen Elizabeth.
Again,
Dark
not
Elves.
a coach I'm familiar with.
I've seen them around the Discord a few times and stuff.
It's been doing well as well. Yeah, that's a lot of movement. Holy shit.
Yep. Movement 9 Dark Elf Blitzer. So that's a 2 push, 1 turner. Pretty easy with sidestep. Also got sure hands. Then there's a movement 8 Blodge Step, a movement 8 Blodge Tackle. The Witch with Mighty Blow is really nice. Also on the Block Witch. Sometimes you'll see Wrestle Witches. I don't think there's another Witch. No, there isn't. Here's the Mighty Blow Blitzer with Tackle, Dodge, and Dauntless. So like that's really good. For the the rolling the double along with all of these dumb movements. A Sacker lineman with Leap, Wrestle, Tackle, and then a couple more doubles in Guard. Like this is a terrifying.
Is Sauron just MNG'd?
This is a terrifying Dark Elf team because of the big. Yeah. But like multiple Guard available, Mighty Blow, 2 Mighty Blow against other Elf teams. So much like one of the weaknesses of Dark Elf teams are like they're kind of slow compared to other Elf teams, so they can't really take advantage of their high agi as much to just run away from the bash teams, and they have to like focus on the Blodge Step aspect, less likely to get knocked down, that kind of thing. Doesn't matter with these guys, just run away. Just they have best of both worlds here. They get to be the punchy elves and the runny elves, which is pretty ridiculous and terrifying. Ended 3rd in 4C last season after our runners. And then our ever favorite Dire Sickfish, Bioware for Life.
Back again. We reviewed this team, God, I don't know, a while ago.
I've reviewed this team several times, and I've played this team several times.
5 Vamps.
One that's been around for a while, staying in Div 2 from last season. But yeah, there are 5 Vamps and 5 rerolls, so there you go.
I mean, that's sensible.
Yes.
At this point, he doesn't have the bench really to survive 5 Vamps otherwise.
Yeah, block, Mighty Blow, tackle, piling on, jump up Vamp like a killer.
Or Agi busted, I should say.
Yeah, that's fine. He just needs the strength.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck a bit. It's still at 2+ on Agi 3, so it's not like the end of the world.
You know what's great? 2 strength 5 Vamps.
It is, yeah.
And then we have the reliability.
2 strength 5 Blodge Vamps. One of them is Blodge Step.
Yeah, and like the reliability skills first, just so you have the rerolls to spend on Bloodlust and Hypno Gazes instead of on stuff like 2 dies and dodges.
Yeah.
are really nice. That's kind of super common.
Some people go pro, but I think you just have to like know which bloodlusts to eat, which ones you can't. Like.
No, I think I mean I've never played Vamp, so I don't have the greatest insight, but I think like the reliability skills first, like block and dodge, and then like a specialty, maybe Mighty Blow or Tackle one or something. Yeah. But just to save rerolls and stuff like 2 dies and dodging.
Yeah,
and then
baseline stats on them are already good enough. You just need to make sure that they can actually do their jobs without eating into your rerolls to like move.
Yeah, and then like once like the 4th or 5th skill you can take pro, and then once you get pro you can start dropping like the rerolls. Like go from 5 rerolls to 4 rerolls or 3 rerolls once you have like 3 or 4 pros.
Yep.
Guard is a little it's going to do him well against some of the strength teams, but you don't necessarily normally need it because you have so many like high strength players to do stuff.
But it'd be nice to just like walk up to people and like hypno gaze them anyway. Like vamps are always just good for like.
The one thing that I can see being weird here is that if you want to put guard in a place, you have to move a thrall somewhere first so that you can then put the guard there in case you have to bite the thrall. So it's like, cool, I'm going to mark you with my thrall so that I can mark you with this vampire to give an assist. So like there's certainly going to be situations where you put the thrall like behind the vamp, and then the vamp like bases stuff, so you don't have to mark. But there's going to be situations where the only way you can put the guard in there is by putting the thrall in next to him, and then it's like I'll put an assist in there so that I can put an assist in there, and it seems like it might not get value sometimes, but hey, otherwise it certainly will. I'm certain. I agree with Iron Adept, like lodge first on everything. And then this thrall has been around for 1,000,000 years. We've seen this thrall.
Lodge moving up.
63 match thrall.
He carries the ball, I guess.
Well, yeah, and he's Lodge moving up, and he's also like a really reliable, like fast moving snack if you have to have one. But
I would not snack on 120k thrall.
No, but he's got 0 injuries and has been around for 60 something games.
That's an 8v7 piece.
That's ridiculous.
That is pretty.
This vampire. He's not food anymore. He's a pet. he's not a blood sack. He's like a little dog.
No, you don't give him thick skull. It's not worth 30k. 150k snack with like all so that he doesn't get KO'd as often. It's not worth it.
No. Because you almost never bite him. You like, we'll bite these guys, and if you really want to, you just induce Igor, who has that thick skull.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the vamps take the reliability skills, Mighty Blow, Tackle, piling on, and then they do vamp things and hope. This rookie vamp might not get fielded that often, but we're gonna probably try to level him up pretty quickly.
You can.
Yeah, because rookie vamps are just gonna be sad. With no reliability skills, he's just gonna eat your rerolls if you try to do things with him, and then he's probably not gonna score because he's eating your rerolls. But you want to score with him to level him, so you're
It's a bit of a mess.
But there you go.
That is both divs.
Yeah, that's all we can. Let's bring this back.
Did we do the teams that have been invited but haven't accepted?
Yeah, those were those two.
Okay.
The Dark Elves and the Vampires. That's all we can talk about now because not everybody's accepted tickets, so we can't see what the first week matchups are like, and we can't really do predictions. One thing to say, I guess, is what do we think of the teams to come out of this div, like to watch? I mean, Stouticus's team is just a good Nurgle team.
Lewis's team has obviously done very well in the past.
Yeah.
I like the look of.
I'm excited to see what Moneybags can do as well.
Yeah.
I think Moneybags is gonna.
I think Sir Kodiak is probably going to do very well. Those are the top picks right away. Oh, the Dark Elf team is cool. I like the Dark Elf team a lot.
I mean, if I had to pick like one team right now, I think I'd either pick like Stouticus or maybe Moneybags because like I'm excited to see what this one does. But there's
a really fair Necro team, and it's
Caleric is not one to count out either. He's got some really good brats and he knows how to play brats. So
yeah, that's true. Sorry, I'm going to steal this from you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want to see because Queen Elizabeth is the Dark Elves. Yeah, I'm not sleeping on it.
It's a really good Dark Elf team. That's going to be us. We don't have a real schedule worked out yet, as you can tell. Here, he's not at home, so we can't really plan out these things right now. But once we get once we get a hold of our schedule, we'll do a regular weekday for most weeks. Some days life happens and we have to postpone things, but for the most part, it'll be the same day. We'll do rotating between looking at teams and looking at matches. We'll do predictions for weeks that are coming up, and we'll review matches that happened last week. So there'll be no bias towards my own team whatsoever, I swear.
There'll be very strong bias against it, really.
Yeah, if anything.
Send us, as we always say in Div 1, last season we had T-Self kind of giving us speed info because he was watching literally every game and casting every game. In Div 1 and Div 2A, if you have interesting matches, if you play something out and you think it was a really cool thing, there was a really important decision made, maybe it was just a really close game, let us know, and we'll attempt to highlight that on our streams. Spoilers, especially for the first 2 weeks. Basically, everyone who comes to us with a good video is going to get seen, because at that point, we're just looking for whatever's interesting. We have no standings to go by. So if you want us to watch your game and talk about your game, then you have to tell us about it.
Yep. And by the time we get about halfway to 3/4 of the way through the season, we start looking at games that are playoff implication specific, rather than, even if we've already looked at them, but we do our best to try to get a little bit of everybody, if at all possible.
And sorry.
No,
I was going to say I think we didn't mention the scoring system.
Oh yeah, we do predictions for the weeks coming. Do we want to do the same one that we did last season?
Yeah, it seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah, so we will predict the games for the next week. We both will make a prediction. If we are correct about our prediction, it's a point.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to predict ties. Ties are 0 points, so
it's a null result.
Yeah, and then a loss is -1 point. And then we probably about week 8 or 9, we will
something in there. Maybe a little earlier even.
We'll pick our favorites for playoffs, which will be worth more than, like, I think it's 1 point if they make it to playoffs, and then a bonus point if they're in the position that we predicted.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I predict, Moneybags is coming first and he comes first, I get 2 points, one for the player, one for the position. And then we'll just sort of keep track of the points throughout the season, see who gets the most points.
Last time we were garbage at playoff prediction.
Yeah, our playoffs were awful, but because our season was pretty good.
Div 1 was like predictable as fuck for the first 8 games, and then it just fell apart at the end. And same for 2A, really.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out for this precap. We're going to go drink a bunch of beer and play board games. It's going to be a good time. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope you guys are excited for the new league, the new season.
Yeah.
And the new set of recaps from Steakmittens and Shadorra. So until next time, I've been Steakmittens.
And I'm Shadorra.
See you later, folks.